I'm Imogen. If you're new, then welcome. I make plant-related videos and upload every Friday. And if you've seen my videos before, then welcome back. A few weeks ago, I made a video all about peperomia, and I thought I'd make a similar one about Tradescantia, which are another one of my favourite types of plants. So firstly, I'm going to go through my Tradescantia collection. The first one I want to show you is this. Now, this one was sold to me as a Tradescantia Quadricolour. I think it might be a tricolour, but I'm not 100% sure. This was the first Tradescantia I bought. I got it from a local independent plant shop, and I think it was quite reasonably priced. It is looking a bit sorry for itself because I haven't given it a water in a week or so I should probably do that when I finish filming. But this is a beautiful Tradescantia and definitely what has made me want to get more. It has lovely trailing vines and the leaves range from completely green to completely pale pink and can be sort of stripy within those colours as well. And there's also some more kind of brighter purple as well, but that's why I think it's a tricolour, because it has the green, pale pink and sort of bright purple. I don't know what the fourth colour is if it was a quadricolour. The sort of pure pale white pinky leaves tend to die off a bit sooner, so I do prefer it when the leaves are sort of stripy with more green, because then they're able to photosynthesize and last longer. I also have another version of this plant, so that is this one right here. So this isn't quite as bushy as the other plant, but this is made up solely of cuttings that I have propagated from that mother plant. This was kind of me experimenting with different ways of propagating, and clearly it's worked quite well. This Tradescantia tricolour or quadricolour, whichever one it is, I think is a really great plant for sort of beginners to plants, because it's really easy to care for. Even though that other plant is looking a bit droopy, I know that if I water it, it'll perk right back up. And also they're really easy to propagate, as shown by this plant. So it's quite a low stakes way to learn about propagation. So yeah, Tradescantia tricolour or quadricolour. The next Tradescantia I want to show you is this Tradescantia Zebrina. I think this plant is really beautiful. It has sort of almost like sparkly leaves, which is just gorgeous and really different to a lot of other plants. This plant has really lovely purple undersides of its foliage. Actually, if I turn it around, you might be able to see that a little better. But it does mean that it actually looks nice from all angles. And if I had this in a hanging pot sort of higher up, I wouldn't mind just being able to see the undersides of the leaves instead. I can't remember offhand where I bought this from, plant shop maybe? But I've also seen these for sale in supermarkets, and again they're really easy to propagate, so there's probably people willing to swap plants for them. I think the Tradescantia Zebrina is a really lovely plant, and it's kind of a bit more chunkier leaves than the tricolour / quadricolour, which makes it feel a bit hardier. Along the same lines as those sort of thicker, chunkier leaves, I also have a Tradescantia Nanouk. These leaves are even thicker than the Zebrina, and it can definitely take sort of being a bit ignored or underwatered. I got this from a supermarket for $2.99. I talk more about it in my December plant haul, I think. I feel like it is a bit more slow growing than the other two I've shown, but I do quite like the size it is now. Also has stripy foliage. This doesn't sort of vary as much, it's kind of pretty consistently green and kind of pale pinky purple, and on the undersides it is a beautiful vibrant fuchsia colour, and that is really lovely to see when new leaves are coming out. I got this from a supermarket. It was one of Aldi's sort of one-off special buys, and I haven't really seen them in supermarkets elsewhere, but I've definitely seen them in plant shops, and I think they're pretty readily available as well. The next Tradescantia I want to show you is this, which is a Cobweb Tradescantia or Tradescantia Sillamontana. This one is quite leggy. It's got a few very long stems that need to cut, but this is kind of different because it's fluffy. So all of the other Tradescantia I have smooth leaves, as is sort of normal for plants, but this one is so different because it does have that lovely fluffy texture, which is what gives its name of a cobweb Tradescantia. This is another plant I got from the supermarket, but I think otherwise I've only ever seen this one online. This Tradescantia is also a lot more upright than the other ones, and I don't think that it's going to trail given how long these stems are and are still sticking straight up. It grows quite fast, and I did cut quite a lot of the stems and just shove them back into the soil, and I think I need to do that again with this side of the plant. Yeah, so I shoved the cuttings right back into the soil. I didn't wait for them to propagate or anything, and they all seem pretty well in there and are growing again, but that shows how easy this plant is to propagate and make really bushy. The final Tradescantia in my collection is this Tradescantia Pallida, or Tradescantia Purple Heart. Now, I actually just bought this plant today, so it's very new to my collection. This one does look a bit different to the other Tradescantia because the foliage is so much longer, but with the kind of long oval leaf shape, I think you can still tell that it's a Tradescantia. This one is kind of like the Nanouk in that the foliage feels really sort of thick and sturdy. Obviously the colour is absolutely beautiful. It's quite a sort of dark purple, and I think it'd look great next to some more yellowy orange plants, or maybe in a yellow pot. Obviously, as I only just got it, I can't really say anything about its care yet, but I have also seen people have these outside. There's a house near me that has a big pot of this by their front door, so I'd assume that it's pretty hardy if it can survive outside in winter. I'll just be keeping this as a houseplant, but maybe something to look into if you want a nice outdoor plant as well. And that's all of my Tradescantia. I do want to show you one more plant, and that is this Callisia Repens. So this isn't in the Tradescantia genus, but it is in the same family as them. I think you can kind of tell that they are related. Obviously these leaves are tiny compared to, say, I'm just going to say Tricolour, it's easier, but it kind of has the same growth pattern and leaf shape, so I think you can kind of tell that they are distantly related. But I wanted to mention this one as well. It is the only Callisia I have. I got this from a supermarket and it's grown loads, probably outgrowing this pot, and also propagates really easily. So if you like Tradescantia, you might like this one as well. Tradescantia have lots of common names. The most common I've heard is an inch plant, I think because it grows quite fast. And actually the Callisia Repens is known as a creeping inch plant because I think if you put it into a flower bed, it would make really nice ground cover. There is another common name for it, but that's now known to be anti-Semitic and outdated, so I won't be using that name. But I have also seen the plants called Wandering Dude, or for the Tradescantia Zebrina, I've seen it called a Wandering Jewel because of the way it sparkles like a jewel, which I think is a really nice name for it. I tend to just call them Tradescantia just because I quite like saying Tradescantia. There are quite a few different varieties, especially ones that look like the Tricolour, Quadricolour, whatever it is. I don't really feel any great need to get because I do already have one that looks similar to that, but I would quite like to get a Tradescantia multiflora. I have seen these in real life at one of my local garden centres, and I think at the time I didn't actually know they were part of the Tradescantia family, but they are a beautiful hanging plant with really dainty little white flowers. None of my Tradescantia have bloomed, which I don't really mind because the foliage is lovely, but from what I've seen online, when they do bloom, they're quite nice little sort of 3-petaled flowers. And I think that's everything I wanted to say. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked seeing Tradescantia, which I have. I'd love to know if you have a favourite Tradescantia or what types you have, so let me know. But otherwise, I'll see you on Friday for my next video. Bye!